Ow.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Despite the fall, I'm okay. I'm good. Hello, you beautiful people. David here, or Sin City Yeti, or just Yeti, whichever you prefer. And today I want to get a painting done. Now, I've been struggling with the painting I've been working on for a few months now. One of the things I try to do with my paintings is put in the right emotion. Like, I gotta be in the right headspace for the emotion I want in the painting. So sometimes I'm not always in the right headspace to work on a painting, and I don't want to put the wrong emotion into the painting, especially when it's a special painting like the one I have been working on. But something came up, and I think this is gonna work out just well for today's video. Since I'm not in the right headspace to work on one painting, I've been inspired for another painting, and I know I can put the right emotion into this painting. So I think I need to give you a little bit of a hint. Yeah? Yeah.
He was unable to create something original to please his masters, so he did what he had to. He stole it.
So I'm sure some of you watch Courageous Painting. I absolutely adore Christine's artwork. I think she is so much fun. She puts so much heart into her work. So then when I saw an opportunity to, in a way, collaborate with her, I knew I absolutely had to. And this is a great way when I'm not in the right headspace to work on one painting, I can work on another painting. And so, yeah, that's what today's video is going to be. Me working on something Christine put out for everybody to join her creative world and fight Arty. You definitely need to go watch her video if you don't know who Arty is. She's going to be able to explain it far better than I can, especially since this is her world and this is her collaboration and her invitation. I'm just joining in on the fun. So, enough of my face. Let's go see what I can create. Boy howdy, have I been working on this painting for so long.
Boy, howdy.
So, I was hoping to have this painting done by this video spot, but I haven't exactly been in the right headspace for this painting. It's supposed to be a memorial painting for my friend Cassie. She lost her nephew back in January, and this is a painting for her. And I'm loving how it's coming out. And I thought maybe I could use this as a reminder to let you all know that it is okay if you no longer feel like you are in the right spot to work on a piece of art. You can always start something new. Put it off to the side. Hopefully you'll come back to it and don't do like I do and have a giant whip pile.
Goodbye.
But when will I see you again?
Oh, never, never.
Never?
Well, maybe someday.
When? Tomorrow?
Oh, no.
Anyways, since I'm not going to be able to work on this painting or get it done in time for this video, I guess I need to go get a new canvas. So why don't you come with me? Let me say hi to Baxter. Oof, that's a little too close. Sorry, Baxter. It wasn't your good side. I'm gonna come into my room and look at there's the Onyx sleeping, napping on the bed. Such a cutie. But we have to go to the land of the canvases. So this is where I keep all my canvases. Whenever I find canvases on sale at like Michael's, I buy a bunch just so I can have a supply and not pay too much for canvases because I'm not a rich person.
Help me, I'm poor. Listen.
So let's go ahead and get started. Now, wasn't that such a nice transition right there? Oof. Sometimes I surprise myself. So, of course, first things we got to do is we got to water down the canvas, but I just realized that's some crusty looking water. There we go, get some fresh water. Start in, wet the canvas down, get this base coat on. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, but I'm just going to kind of go with the flow on this. Mainly because this is inspired by Christine from Courageous Painting.
I'm Christine, this is Mike. I've been on a side quest to tell the ultimate story about creativity.
So I'm kind of like channeling stuff that I've seen with her, as well as like trying to tie this in with one of my emotional state paintings. Not really sure a direction I want to go yet. I'm just going with what I feel. For some reason, I was feeling a volcano. I also kind of liked the way everything was looking with the black and white, so I decided to lean into it, really like going grayscale with this. Considering I haven't done a grayscale painting, I kind of surprised myself, I must say. This is not the direction I thought I was gonna go, what I was envisioning. Not even sure what I was envisioning, but it was in grayscale. And as you can see with this, I'm going with more volcanic, more active, angry, raw land. I felt like this is where all the raw ink is created. It bubbles up from the center of this art world and starts to flow out, unpigmented. Some of it ready to use, some of it ready to change and become whatever the artist may need that wants to create with it. I kind of like that idea. I thought that was an interesting take for ink. And yeah, so I'm gonna start working with this lava, and it's gonna be like the white ink with jelly roll pins for those juicy white highlights. And I thought that would be kind of cool as like the lava, just this burning white ink. That's how it's so white. And then you may have noticed these spires. I apparently am in a spire mood because I put spires in my last Create This book. Now I'm putting spires here. I wasn't exactly sure at first. I was thinking maybe like tar pits, but tar doesn't spire up like that. So I'm trying to think like, what could I do with this? And you know what popped in my head were the ball bearings and ballpoint pens. They completely revolutionized ink pens for the world. So of course I thought that would be fun to have as a part of this landscape. Took me a little bit. I was kind of getting discouraged because I had the idea for the ball bearings, but I felt like they were starting to look more like bubbles. I didn't really want them to look like bubbles. I mean, I had an idea for bubbles because of the tar, but I didn't think it was really gonna work with this. I'm sure some of you artists can relate when you're working on something and you don't quite feel like it's going the way you want. So you get a little discouraged. You know, you gotta kind of push through that mental hurdle you have built for yourself. So I'm putting them all over this painting. I'm starting to kind of get my vibe back, and I feel like it's starting to fit into this world a little bit more. It's giving it some interesting dimension and texture, which I really like. It's such a interesting landscape, I must say. You get the basic idea with these ball bearings, so let's go ahead and speed it up to the next part. So now I'm adding in more texture. They're metal, they're covered in ink, and ink when it's wet, very glossy and shiny. I needed to put in these juicy highlights all over the place on these ball bearings, and it really helped solidify that these are spheres within these giant towers or spires or whatever they may be. But I needed to tie in the ink a little bit more, and now that I like covered up most of the pure black, I needed to go back over, re-add in some of that texture, so I just kind of have the ink dripping all up and down the ball bearings. It's giving it this really interesting, creepy vibe, but it's working with the grayscale so well. It could just be because it's something new. Again, I haven't done grayscale before. This is the first painting, and I'm quite enjoying it. Hopefully Christine is okay with me adding a whole additional land to her world. I mean, Christine could just reject it and it could just be its own separate world, which would absolutely be fine, Christine, if you don't like this. But I do hope you like it. I hope you like the idea. Anyway, like, so this ink goes to all sorts of different areas in her world. You may be wondering though, like, now that I'm adding in all this texture, it's kind of looking a little busy. What else could I possibly add to this world? Well, I wanted to have almost like shadows of the tools that ink artists use. Now, of course, this isn't like a complete comprehensive guide to every tool ink artists use. I didn't include a tattoo gun, and that is an artist tool for ink. More of just like a general vibe. You can kind of get the idea, like there's a quill, those are some pins, there's another type of quill, just to add like some more depth to this world. And I love the way that this is looking. But now that I got these in there, I'm starting to like see where I'm gonna put this creature, monster, Mischief Maker.
I'm inviting you to create your very own Mischief Maker to join the fight.
I don't know if she's really gonna be mischievous, but she might be, I don't know. You can't judge a book by its cover. But I'm kind of seeing where I'm gonna be placing this monster now in the painting. I'm feeling it out, like looking at how the land in the background is flowing. Just my brain working, trying to like conceptualize.
We can prioritize, conceptualize, and tenderize.
Wow.
What I want to put into this painting and where it's gonna fit. And I think I have my idea. I'm getting a base down. I'm blocking her out with where I'm seeing her in this painting. It's not gonna be perfect yet, but just the general idea of where she's gonna sit in this painting. Now that I got her all blocked out, I'm kind of debating like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna stick with this grayscale? Am I gonna add color to it? I'm debating in my head where I wanna go, and I'm looking at the white, and I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? She really needs to pop. She needs to stand out. I feel like if I were to keep her grayscale, it's gonna make the painting a little too dark and dreary. That's not what I'm going for. I'm kind of going for resolve. My resolve with this painting I'm putting into it is to keep my commitment to posting regular videos on YouTube. And I need to stick to it. That's what I'm putting into this, that resolve. Which resolves can have many meanings. Like you're resolving an issue with another person, you're coming to terms with something. Resolve, you have this drive, this passion, keep pushing forward. You are resolved to seeing something to its end. There's a healing factor to it. Like the infection has resolved itself within the patient. Also, there's a tie-in with music too. Like you have this resolve with harmonies where they're coming together, and I'm kind of getting an idea now of who this creature is and what kind of personality she has. Oh, and there's Onyx giving me the side eye. Yeah, I love you, even if you judge me a lot. Because I decided to paint the entire background first, which I do in a lot of my paintings, some of the background is starting to peek through. And now that I'm adding the color, I kind of feel like she's looking a little pimply. I don't necessarily like that she's looking a little pimply.
I've seen some pimples in my day, but that one curdles the goo.
Well, I really know how to grow a good pimple.
Hey, heck of a nice pimple.
It's all mine, too.
So I figured I could show you, like, what do I do in an instance where a painting is looking a little off? Like I'm seeing this pimply skin. Well, I do have other tools that I use. They're not necessarily artist tools, but like right here, I'm using a cuticle cutter. So what I'm doing is like the bumps and the ridges within the paint, I'm using the cuticle cutter to scrape up. This isn't the only tool I use. I do have some other tools, but let me tell you what, apparently the internet does not always like you showing them something that you do, even if it is non-consequential. At first, I wasn't using just a cuticle cutter to remove the texture from a painting. I was using nail clippers.
Show me the one art hack that you do that nobody talks about. I'll go first. Nail clippers are wonderful at removing texture from a painting.
And man, did some people feel some type of way that I was using nail clippers. Most of the comments were fine. Like there was just people pointing out there's a curve in the nail clippers. You should get something that's more flush, more flat, all pointing me in the direction of cuticle cutters. Some of them were a little bit more intense. Like, why are you using nail clippers? I'm sorry. Like, Shimmy crickets. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. So, of course, this is kind of my redemption to go, see, I listened to you all, and I have corrected myself. There's harmony within the world again, now that I have started using cuticle cutters. But they're not the only ones that I use. Like, I also have the nail clippers. I use an eyedropper so I can get precise drops with my paint, so I don't overwater my paint and it doesn't go all over the place. Tweezers I use to remove dog hair from the painting. So like, I have a little arsenal that's technically not art tools, but they do make good art tools. If you have any unusual tools that you use in your arsenal for creating art, let me know down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys use, and maybe I can upgrade my arsenal of artistic tools. So you may have noticed now that I'm getting more of the colors and details on this monster, there are some more elements jumping out at you than before. So she's looking more like a griffin now, and I bit my tongue. Oh. Ow. Okay, where was I? So you may notice she's looking very feline. She's got the bird head. She's got feathers and wings. So there are some elements I'm pulling into her inspiration. I was looking up cat pictures to kind of like look at unique poses because I felt like the stretchiness of a cat would work really well for the pose I was going for. I didn't want to just do like a house cat, so I ended up going with like a cheetah. I felt like the slenderness of her, that the blocking I did, worked really well for a cheetah, so I had to put in the cheetah spots. And because it's a griffin, I'm adding in some of the bird elements, putting feathers all over her body. I'm really liking that. I feel like that works really well with Resolve. I want her to be kind of like a bard in D&D, so she can hit you with this inspiration like whenever. And I feel like that works really well for like this ink world that I'm going with, and I think I'm going to call it the Inkwell Badlands. So it's going really well with that, because what's one of the things that most artists do with ink? No matter if you are an ink artist or not, with ballpoint pens, when you're bored, you doodle. And she has the power to like bring these doodles to life, and they live in her domain. All the forgotten doodles that we have done live in her realm, because they're a very important part of any artist's growth. And tying in with the definition of Resolve, she has like music. You use ink to write sheet music. She has this healing factor. You use ink to learn, write down notes, writing. All of this is like tying in so well with who she is as a monster and why she has domain over the Inkwell Badlands. And she's the one that adds the color, the pigment to the ink. So it's no longer just white, it's no longer just black, but it can be vibrant and bold and colorful. I really feel like she's coming to life now. Her story is coming to life. You know what she's also giving? She's kind of given, like, for those that watch Naruto Shippuden, you are probably aware of Sai. I feel like she's given those kinds of powers as well, like the ability to bring ink to life. So yeah, that's her story. I love it. I hope you do too. If you can think of any better ideas, let me know down in the comments. Or better yet, you should go ahead and check Christine's video out when you finish this one, of course, so you can see how to create your own monster.
And that's where you come in. I'm inviting you to create your very own Mischief Maker to join the fight.
She is working on a story and is bringing this story to life on YouTube. And I definitely think you guys should join in on this, because what we are fighting is Arty. Arty is the artificial intelligence created to consume all the creativity in the land, mirroring our own real world issues that we have with AI right now. But I love that she's taken it and she's turned it into the story. And she is asking for help to overwhelm Arty with creativity, because that might be the only way to stop him. So I definitely think all of you should go check out her video, join in on this fight against Arty. I would love to see what you guys create. I will be checking out her community posts to see what you all are posting there. This sounds like a lot of fun. I love getting involved with other YouTubers and their artistic projects, and I think this is such a great one. And I apologize. In case you weren't aware, if you're new to my channel, I've only been posting on YouTube for a couple months, but I haven't gotten quite used to like having the camera right there above my head while I am painting. I sat here and wasted 20 minutes painting with my head blocking the camera, my big old head right here.
I suggest we form a calming circle.
I am calm!
Took me way too long to realize what I was doing. Yes, let's calm down now. Luckily, this was the only time in the video where I did that. It's just 20 minutes. Not much had changed in the painting, so it's not like I painted the whole thing with my head blocking the camera. That would have left me a little devastated. I would have had to redone the whole thing. But now that my big old head is moved out of the way and you can see what I'm painting again, I'm finishing up all the details, getting all the colors in. Wasn't like intending to do a rainbow monster.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
But I felt like the colors really needed to shine on her, and the best way to make all the colors shine is by doing a rainbow. Not going in rainbow order, just enough to like recognize like, oh, she's rainbow colored, even though things aren't in rainbow order. I am so sorry, Mariah Elizabeth, if you ever see this video. Not that I think you will, but I apologize. I have disgraced the rainbow. No. But I really think it looks cool, like the way the colors are. You can't deny that, can you? Anyway, she's looking absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy with her for just trying to get a painting together, because I wasn't feeling the painting I was hoping to have done by this video. I'm loving it. Starting to get to that point where I'm getting a little lost in how I want her feet to look. They're just looking a little bit off, so I'm kind of moving on to a different part of her, tying in more yellow into this. I felt like that was one of the colors lacking. And as I started using the yellow, I started seeing what I wanted with her feet, the claws I was wanting to do, and not necessarily just paws, but like claw paws or like talons of a bird mixed with a paw.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If that makes any kind of sense. It's coming together, so I'm at least happy with it. But I did have to like increase their size. They were looking a little too small, and I didn't want her to have like super dainty paws. Big cats tend to have bigger paws, so I kind of wanted that. I feel like they fit her a little bit better. Adding in all of the shadows, trying to make sure like they look as anatomically correct as possible. I mean, I am creating a creature here that doesn't exist in an awkward pose that cats can do. That's what I was channeling with her, but I'm okay with that. Like, I got it to work. I was getting a little nervous there, but they're working. I wanted to keep as much color on her as possible, so I went in with those purple claws. I felt like they worked with the yellow really well. It helps stand out from the black just a little bit, just enough that you could tell they're part of her and not the background. And now I'm cleaning up some of the tools and figuring out like how are they getting into this spot in the landscape. And I looked up and I saw like the fireballs coming out of the volcanoes, so I decided to add some little features to make them look more like art tools shooting out of a volcano, fixing up some of the shadows on the balls so they have a little bit more dimension on them. And then with her looking back the way she is, kind of gave me an idea. Maybe Arty has made his way to the Inkwell Badlands and his wires are starting to come up over the horizon. And that's what she's looking at. She can kind of feel him back there. And I absolutely love this. So I think now is the time for us to do our final review. So what do we think? I am very happy with Resolve. Came out so much better than I was expecting. Although I wasn't really expecting much because I didn't really go into this with a plan. I was just letting it come to me as I was painting. She's so pretty. I can't wait to find out how Christine is going to use Resolve in her story. Let me know down in the comments how you think Christine is going to use Resolve in her story. I love her so much. She's so colorful. And she's ready for war. She's going to take on Arty. Can't see? Right back there in the background. Look at that. Those are Arty's wires. He's coming up over the horizon. He's awakened the land. The land can feel his presence as he's coming to steal all the creativity. I don't get to keep this painting. My husband already said that he's gonna steal Resolve. What you gonna do about it? It's not like he steals a whole bunch of my paintings. He's got a couple. The main thing, he normally steals are rocks. So like when he says he wants to steal a painting, I'm kind of like, okay, I guess. I did marry you. So I guess I don't have to charge you for the painting and the work and the cost of all the materials. You kind of do buy me my materials, and I appreciate you so much. Hi, hubby. You'll have to let me know down in the comments, though, what you think. I'm really curious. Are you going to make any monsters or Mischief Makers for her story? You totally should. I would love to see Christine get thousands of monsters. Maybe not that many. That would be kind of hard to sift through, but she needs all the monsters, okay? All of them. And Resolve? She needs some company. I purposely didn't make any of her companions that live in this land. I don't know who her companions are. They are the doodles. They're your doodles. Are you gonna make any doodles for her that she can bring to life for this story? Can't wait to read all your comments. Double check to see if you're subscribed. I know I need to do the YouTuber thing. Please subscribe. Please subscribe, please. You watched it all the way to this point if you're not subscribed. And a little likey, a little pushy, a little thumbs up. Let me know you like the video. Pretty please. I can't wait to see the story evolve. I know Christine's gonna do an amazing job. She's so creative, she's so amazing. I'm super excited that I get to take part in it, that she's opened up this story for everybody to get involved with. I think that's really cool. I love when artists do things like that. I can't wait to see what you do, Christine. I'm excited. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. Don't get lost, don't get stolen. Bye, you beautiful people.